Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey,
Get away from me.
what are you so angry about? Why is he so angry?
Call you there and interview him
Oh, I did earlier today, sir, actually. Why are you so angry?
because you're in our way.
It's not moving.
You're better off today than you were before. Give me a
Just
break.
trying to get to say something that would agree with your point of view.
I can't control what you're saying, sir.
Pretty frustrated with this gotcha news, you know? You're trying to get a soundbite for the far right. I mean, come on. You know what you're
A
doing.
soundbite for the far right? What does that mean, sir? David Menzies for Rebel News here in Hamilton, Ontario. And folks, I'm at a Mark Carney rally. You can see the attendees are lining up to get into the venue. Of course, we won't be allowed to go into the venue. They never say why, but it is private property. Here's the thing. Do you remember an obscure band from yesterdecade, China Crisis? My favorite hit of theirs was Working with Fire and Steel. These days, Mark Carney seems to be suffering from a China crisis of his own, doesn't he? For example, Canada's electoral interference watchdog says the Chinese government is behind recent campaigns on China's largest social media network to influence opinion of Liberal leader Mark Carney. And by the way, that's to influence it in a positive way. Then again, there's Brookfield's deal, a $250 million loan from the Bank of China that occurred under Carney's oversight. Let's not forget the candidate that Mark Carney was rigorously defending in the riding of Markham-Unionville. That was Paul Chang, who advocated that a conservative candidate should have been kidnapped. Can you imagine?
He was a media person, so that's all he did all his life. But also right now, he is wanted by the Chinese government, and there's a $1 million reward on his head. So they want, if you guys want to pick him up and take him to the Chinese consulate, you make him $1 million.
And Chang has been replaced by Peter Yoon in Markham-Unionville. And guess what? The Globe and Mail has documents linking Mr. Yoon to pro-Beijing groups and events. It just never ends, this whole Chinese collusion, if you will. But you know, Mark Carney, he really is an international man of mystery. Aside from all the Chinese connections, he supported the move of Brookfield Asset Management from Toronto to New York. His business is regulated in Bermuda.
You oppose pipelines in Canada, but you support them in the UAE and in Brazil. That's what you've actually said.
There are specific.
That's your double standard.
It is not a double standard.
It is a double standard.
No, it's not.
You make billions of dollars off foreign pipelines, and you shut them down here at home, putting our people out of work.
That you are a representative of the Canadian people, and one of your responsibilities, including at this committee,
is to fight for Canadian jobs, and not foreign jobs like you.
Exactly, to fight for Canadian jobs, and the types of Canadian jobs that are durable and are going to move forward.
Right.
I grew up in Alberta. I know the innovative nature of that.
Well, go try to give that answer back in Alberta, because I grew up there too, and I can tell you the people. I can tell you the people of Alberta would be ashamed with the answer you just gave. That you would give billions of dollars to foreign pipelines, while not allowing Canadians to build pipelines here at home. That is the kind of elite Davos hypocrisy.
He has 3 passports, and as of today, nobody knows where Mark Carney pays his taxes. It's just staggering that this is a man who wants to be the Prime Minister of Canada. Well, he is the Prime Minister, but I mean a Prime Minister with a mandate should he win on April 28th. So in the meantime, as we have this unseasonable snowstorm occurring, maybe we can speak to some of his supporters and find out if they can make the case for Mark Carney, and are they concerned at all about all these connections with the People's Republic of China? Let's check it out. Hey folks, can I ask you if you're a Mark Carney supporter?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make the case for Mark Carney.
He's the only one capable of negotiating in this situation.
Okay. When you say this situation, you mean with
Trump, tariffs, the world situation, the world order, everything's changed.
I mean, I just want to know that whoever gets elected is going to reach across the aisle and create some unity in this country, because I fear that 4 more years of a Liberal government is going to create a radicalization of the right, much like we are faced with that, much like they have in the U.S. with MAGA. So I'm the all-important swing voter.
Are you here to support Mark Carney?
Absolutely.
And why would that be?
Because he's going to be our premier, our best premier ever.
You mean Prime Minister?
Prime Minister.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Right, then. I think premier would be a demotion. Are you Mark Carney supporters?
Get away.
Hey.
Get away from me.
What are you so angry about? Why is he so angry?
What happened?
I was just asking if he was a Mark Carney supporter, ma'am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about yourself? You seem much nicer.
What is that?
Oh, we're an online news network, ma'am.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not.
Mr. Poiliev's never had a job, so how do you ask him how he's handled his foreign business or previous business experience when he has none?
All right, then. Well, I could ask him that question, and I wonder what the answer would be.
I'll look forward to hearing it.
How about yourself, ma'am?
Totally supporting Mark Carney. Very proud to be Canadian with him as our Prime Minister. Absolutely.
And when you say being proud to be a Canadian, why did Mark Carney last October, when he was the chair of Brookfield Asset Management, vote to move the company's head office from Toronto to New York City?
He's a smart businessman, and we need a smart businessman who deeply loves this country. That's who he is. That's who we need leading this country. As somebody who can see things on the international world order of things and keep Canada protected, because he has that perspective.
Carney is stable, has a world vision, is good with finance. He is not an extremist. He's certainly not a mini Trump like our opposing man in the
Mr. Poilievre?
Absolutely. I'll never know how to pronounce that name, and I don't intend to learn it either.
Being the governor of the Bank of England for 7 years during Brexit, the man brought it all back together for them, and that's what we want here. We want someone who will stand up to Trump. We want someone who has had experience, economic experience, and this is the man for us.
And what would it take for any of the leaders to get your vote, sir?
I would say for me, it's just going to be practical solutions to the problems facing Canada today. We're definitely in an immigration crisis, economic crisis, like everything is falling apart at the strings.
Yes.
And it's really going to take seeing a plan that's going to actually tackle the root of the issues rather than the byproducts.
Can I ask, have you made up your mind who you're supporting in the election?
Here.
Okay. All right,
I made that up 2 years ago.
Okay, then.
When this government screwed up 10 years ago.
Well, look at that, folks. It's the Hamilton Police Service Mounted Unit. To me, that's one of two things. One, a little bit of overkill in terms of the security for Mark Carney. Secondly, what do I know? Maybe there's an illegal barbecue restaurant opening up in Hamilton. Are you concerned at all of Mark Carney's connections to China?
Connections to China? Not really, no.
No? Okay, then. You have no issue with the People's Republic of China, sir?
No, they seem like nice people.
No, because because they're all fake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well,
where are you from? What radio station is this?
Rebel News.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you.
No.
Really?
Everybody has connections to China. Our whole world revolves around China.
Well, I guess my connection would be going to Dollarama to be buying made in Chinese product.
I would say it's definitely a concern. And I mean, regardless of what political stripe you're looking at, people, like, they're all going to be pushed and pulled by different sources regardless of which side you go. And that's the hard part, is really discerning who is actually for the people. And I think when you look at track record and character, when you actually see, okay, what have you actually done, you can get a really good idea from that.
No, I don't think so. I think Mark Carney has connections to many countries in the world because of his position.
Well, certainly his businesses are registered in Bermuda. We know that. He moved Brookfield Asset Management head office from Toronto to New York, which, by the way, doesn't seem to be a very patriotic thing to do, does it?
Well, I don't know if I think he's a businessman, and at the time he was doing the work that he was doing. I'm not sure that has anything to do with being patriotic or not.
How many times did you go to China? Why didn't you guys ask him tonight how much money? Where all his money's gone in the Caribbean? Why didn't you ask him that? See, we pay taxes and Mark doesn't pay taxes.
You might be the most hated man here today in this park.
I hope so. I hope I am.
I heard resounding booing.
I heard resounding booing, but they should hear some truth. And we always, I either get boos or any sort of profanity that you'd like to think, but never a comeback. And I'm just stating economic fact.
And I heard you.
They can't accept it.
And I heard you mention China. That is our question du jour. Like, not a day goes by, it would seem, recently, Derek, where there's another story about Carney's connections with China.
Yeah.
And I've been asking that of these Carney supporters here, and none of them say they have a concern with that, which I find staggering.
I find it absolutely staggering that that's a huge national security.
That's Mark Carney for you. That's Mark Carney for you.
What do you make of what this guy's saying, man?
False news. What's that?
What do you make of what he's saying?
You know what? I think that's the fake news that we have here in Canada, because Mark Carney has done the right moves. How many people can get into Oxford, get their doctorate, and do both public sector and private sector work the way he does?
But ma'am, what about the allegations of plagiarism?
Sure. Well, you know what? I believe that those have actually been debunked already.
Oh.
They've come through and gone through, and those allegations have already been debunked.
Okay, then.
So I don't know why are we keeping with the narrative? Have you gone back since it's been debunked and said, actually, that can be debunked, that it's been debunked?
Do you know, I don't know if it has been debunked, but what's been in the news lately, ma'am, is his connections with China.
Yeah.
Does that concern you?
You know what? I can't get into the depths of the China conversation, but I would say this much. I think that he's found the right balance between being someone that has worked his whole life in both sectors, which I think is so unique to today's climate we have in Canada, and with what's going on in the U.S., which I'm not saying China doesn't have something important to do too, but with what's going on south for us, this is Canada's moment right now, in my opinion, to get it right.
Are you better off today than you were 10 years ago in this case?
Certainly not.
Okay.
And it's going to take real change. And I think the problem is we've been seeing a lot of talking points and jabs rather than actual solutions being proposed. And the focus has been on attacking opponents rather than providing answers.
I don't think that's a relevant question.
Oh, really?
The point is, what is needed today to help this country move forward through turbulent times? And we need somebody who can be a leader like Mark Carney can do for us.
Look, for sure I'm not happy about it, but Carney is hopefully a new page, and I think that probably Trump, Trump respects very few people, and I think that the people he respects are generally people who are in business. I don't think that he has much respect for people that have come up through government their entire working careers. So it's my hope that he is going to have more respect for Carney and work better with him.
How is it that the Canadian flag was so out of fashion 3 years ago, and now it's really back in fashion?
Well, yeah, it's definitely. I was just telling Eduardo about our neighborhood. Your people are seeing how important it is to show the flag. Eh?
But sir, if you're voting for the future, when you look at this party, the leader is different. I grant you that, but all of the major players are the same. Yeah. Mark Carney was Justin Trudeau's economic advisor going back to 2020. So is he really
to do with anything, buddy?
Well, is he really an agent of change? Well, sir, you interrupted me, and
you're interrupting the whole line.
No, if these people don't want to talk to me, I won't talk to them.
Call you there and interview him.
Oh, I did earlier today, sir, actually. Yeah. Why are you so angry?
Because you're in our way.
It's not moving.
You're better off today than you were before. Give me a
Just
break.
trying to get to say something that would agree with your point of view.
I can't control what you're saying, sir.
Pretty frustrated with this gotcha news, You're trying to get a soundbite for the far right. I mean, come on. You know what you're doing.
A soundbite for the far right? Yeah. What does that mean, sir?
Yes. You are not interested.
Oh, I thought we were in a public place, ma'am. Under the last decade of the Justin Trudeau Liberals, we have seen a revolving door of violent criminals being released on bail, given parole.
And of course, everybody blames the Liberals for that. How about changing the Constitution, changing the laws? Because judges can only apply the law.
Well, these are Liberal laws that are...
What he's proposing will be thrown out by the Supreme Court, just like the last time. Let's change the law.
Sorry, with who's proposing? I'm sorry.
He's saying we'll do.
The 3 strikes and you're out.
Strike. I mean, the simplistic solutions are always Oh, can I say that on radio?
Sure.
Okay, there we go.
Well, we know he has 3 passports, and we don't know where he pays his taxes, sir. Why isn't he transparent about that?
Your ID there.
I'm not sure. I can't speak for that. I don't have any background on that.
Right now, I'm a full Canadian, fight for Canada. I hate what's happening in the States. I think Trump is ruining the world, the progression of the world. History will be very unkind to him. Poilievre is a mini Trump. Period.
Okay, then. But if you are a globalist, then you would support one world government.
I would like.
Would you like to see one world government, sir?
No.
Okay.
No. I want to see a peaceful world. I want to see people do well in every nation. I want Canada to be the Canada that I love, which is certainly a great country, but also a country that has some sensitivity towards other parts of the world. You know,
what does that mean exactly?
It means that if there's a country that's having problems like Ukraine, I'd like Ukraine to be helped. I like another nation in Africa that's going through medical issues.
Haven't we given Ukraine billions of dollars, though?
What's that?
Haven't we already given Ukraine billions of dollars?
I think we should give whatever is necessary together with everybody else in the world so that we don't go back to the 40s.
Hey folks, unlike the mainstream media, Rebel News does not receive a single nickel from the federal government, nor would we accept it if offered, but that's where you come into play. Can you help us out? Can you go to campaign2025.com? That's campaign2025.com, and if you're able to, kindly make a donation.